Hey everyone, Shawn Clement here from the Richmond Hill Golf Learning Center, headquarters for Wisdom in Golf. And today we are talking about connection. And Scully here, our best assistant, I should say our, because there's a bunch of us here. I'm going to show you just how important this particular knowledge of anatomy is so that we can put to rest this question of connection and how it's being taught in the golf industry right now. We need to put all this doubt to rest, okay? So what I want you to see is we have a ball socket system here of the shoulder, and which is has a rotary movement, and we have a hinging movement of the elbow, okay? So the elbow is not designed for rotation. It's not a ball socket system. The ball socket system's up here. The elbow is designed for hinging. Now, if I want to turn it this way and hinge this way, well, the rotation occurs from the shoulder. Why is this so important when we talk about connection? Okay, so first and foremost, when you hear golf professionals talk about we're going to put a head cover underneath your armpit so that your arms stay connected to your body. Now, what happens is when you put this head cover underneath your armpit, you're basically freezing the ball socket system of the shoulder. And now you're just left with the elbow. And now, so the rotational aspect of the arm is severely impeded now. So here you are holding on to the club and you're fighting gravity. Now, let's look at other things that we do in regular everyday living with our human body and how we use our expertise of gravity, okay? So I have my grass whip and I'm cutting grass with my grass whip. Now, when I'm cutting grass with a grass whip, I don't hold my arms alongside my body and cut the grass like this. That would make my chore very difficult. So I'm going to first demonstrate how I do this with one arm. If I hold it with one arm and I go ahead and allow my grass whip unit and my arm to twirl around the ball socket system, you notice how the ball socket system affords you 360 degrees of range. So this gives me fantastic velocity, and because I've given it to gravity, look at that beautiful circular motion. So if I'm cutting grass in my backyard, notice how it keeps bottoming out right underneath my shoulder? Well, now I just need to move around, don't I? So we're cutting grass. Now, if I take both arms and connect them in front of me, the center of that is the sternal notch. Right there where the two clavicles join the rib cage, there's the center of that swing. So now I'm just going to allow the arms to swing freely around that spot. Notice how my arms are not connected to my body. Well, let's rephrase that. Do you know how many networks of muscles hold the shoulder joint in position? It's amazing. My massage therapist reminds me of every 2 weeks of the anatomy of that shoulder. So we're looking at your deltoids and your pecs in the front and your rhomboids and the lats in the back. I mean, you've got amazing tissue to hold that shoulder together. It would take 2 horses to disconnect your arm from your body, wouldn't it? So let's not worry about connection. Let's worry about connection with gravity, not with your body. So imagine if I take a ball and I wanted to throw it. If I connect my armpit to my body, if I put that head cover underneath and I try to throw something, that's going to look pretty silly. So whether I do it overhand or underhand or windmill style, so you'll notice, I remember that program on sports, sports science, where they took the female pitcher from the Olympic team in windmill, fastball, and they showed the velocity she was getting with a softball, and she was breaking the glass at the end of the line. And this farm pitcher with a 95 mile per hour fastball, the golden arm boy, couldn't break that glass. So she was actually developing more velocity with that size of the ball and was able to break the glass. So there is no way you can develop any kind of velocity when you hold your arms to your body. You're severely impeding your ability to sling and twirl and whip the golf club. So stop trying to connect your arms to your body. The first thing that you're doing when you try to keep your arms to your body is you're fighting gravity. You're a gravity genius, and you're turning yourself into a gravity moron when you're trying to keep your arms to your body. We're not designed that way. So if I'm throwing, whether it's an overhead pitch or an underhand pitch, when I'm throwing, look at my elbow. Well, yeah, this is what's going to allow the rotation of the elbow. So right now, the elbow leading is because of my disconnected arm? No, it's because my arm has got the freedom to move properly. So the elbow leads the hand leads the fingers. I have a nice slinging action. Connect that, even if I'm doing like skipping a stone on water, notice when I'm skipping the stone on water, my elbow's away from the body, and here you have it. So let's look at Bubba Watson. You don't see him trying to keep his arms connected, do you? He's the longest guy on tour, and he's #1 in greens and regulation. Why the heck would you want to connect your arms? Also, Jack Nicklaus. Well, Tiger's still looking for that record, isn't he? Doesn't look too good right now, doesn't it? So we look at Jack Nicklaus, and they talked about his flying elbow. It wasn't a flying elbow. It was an anatomically sound swing where he was using his anatomy to his advantage. Okay? That's why he hit the ball very long and very straight. They talked about him being the #1 driver of the golf ball for all time. Well, you don't get that, and you don't get to win that many U.S. Opens if you're a poor driver of the golf ball. Well, if you want to be a poor driver of the golf ball and hit it really short, well, connect your arms by all means. But then don't go crying to anybody wondering where all your power went, because that's what you're doing, is you're putting the brakes on your power. So I hope this was very insightful for you, and then you can stop, trying to manipulate yourself into all these crazy positions in the word, just to gather some control. You're not gathering control. You're not gaining any kind of control. The control comes from you abandoning control to gravity and letting gravity perform the task for you. And your body is a gravity genius. It knows what to do with that. Just look at the rest of my videos and you'll know why.